All rise.
This is Deeper Than Money. Talk to me. I want viewers watching my show to believe in themselves.
Judge Hatchett is compelling.
If he is not going to honor you, he needs to be gone.
Compassionate.
I don't want you to give up on your dreams. I don't. And I want to figure out how we get this straight.
She's powerful.
If I were in this situation, I would have put you out too.
And she's on the bench.
I feel like I'm being judged here.
That's what I do.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Daniel Roberts is suing Riley Zhang in the amount of $2,000. Mr. Roberts claims he had to endure a painful tattoo removal after the defendant inked him in Chinese with "I am Cancer" instead of his zodiac sign during a session.
All right, Daniel, you're in here suing the tattoo artist for some $2,000 because you're basically saying that she screwed up your tattoo.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Well, first of all, how did you get to go to her? Had you been a customer before? How
no,
did
Your
you
Honor.
know about her?
This is the first time at her tattoo parlor, Your Honor.
First time you've ever had a tattoo, period.
No, Your Honor. I've had a few tattoos before.
Okay, so, but you went to someone different this time?
That's correct. I was in a new city.
Excuse me?
I was in a new city, Your Honor.
Oh, you were in a new city?
Yes, that's
All
correct.
right, so tell me what happened.
So I was on vacation in San Francisco with my boys last year. We were out at the bars, going clubbing. After the club, we went to the after party. And leaving the after party, I saw someone walking down the street with a really cool Chinese letter tattoo on his arm. And I thought that was great. I thought it'd be a great way to remember the trip. I figured I'd get one of my own. So I went up and talked to him a little bit about it. He said it meant peace and love in Chinese. I thought that was really cool, but
All right.
my tattoo is a little bit different. I wanted I am a Cancer on my arm. The zodiac sign, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Thank you
Yes,
for
yeah.
helping me understand
well,
that.
that's why I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay.
But
But you can see how I could be confused for a moment when you said I am Cancer.
yeah, maybe. But once you clarify that it's a zodiac sign, it's
Okay,
I
that's
think
why
it's
I
clear.
need the clarification.
Sure, Your Honor.
All right, so you are Cancer from the zodiac sign.
That's correct, yes.
I digress. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm actually not super into astrology, but what I've noticed is with a lot of the women I'm dating, they'll ask me what my sign is. Very early on.
really?
Yes, that's correct. And I've noticed I've gotten good
I've never asked a man what his sign was. I guess because I don't. No, okay, all right, go ahead.
I've noticed that it's a pretty good sign, Cancer, and they seem to be impressed when I tell them. So I figured it'd be cool to combine the two things that I've realized, which is women seem to be attracted to Cancers, and the fact that the Chinese tattoo looked really cool.
Okay, so you
Right.
looked up the Chinese symbol for the zodiac sign for Cancer?
No, I left that to the tattoo artist, Your Honor.
Oh.
That's correct.
Okay, so now you're out with your guys. You're in a
Yes.
new city. You went to a party, then you went to the after party.
Right.
You saw someone who had this cool tattoo, and you decided you were going to go to the tattoo artist.
Yeah.
So how did you end up going to the defendant's shop?
Right, so I looked up on my phone real quick, Chinese tattoo parlor, and I found Golden Dragon Tattoo. I looked at a few other places first, but this one seemed to have good reviews.
Okay.
And so I took a ride share there, and when I showed up, I walked in and I saw that everybody working there was Chinese. I figured, okay, this is the perfect place.
So you work in this tattoo establishment, right?
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
your position is what there?
I am a tattoo artist there.
All right, and are you a manager? Do you own it? You're working there? Tell me your relationship to that tattoo shop.
It's a family business.
Okay.
I've been working there since I was 17 years old. So it's been a long time. I've gotten to alternate a bunch of different tattoos. I've worked on many traditional and modern ones, not just Chinese.
So he comes in, and does he ask to speak to you?
No, he comes in, but I was one of the few people about to finish up with a client. So when he came in, we were busy. Everyone was hanging out, just enjoying ourselves. It was chill vibes. But when he came in, it was really hectic He was obviously very drunk. We were under the impression.
So you've been to 2 parties. You went to a party, then an after party. Were you drunk?
No, I wouldn't say I was drunk, Your Honor. I've definitely had a few drinks at this point, but I was sobering up. It was past midnight, and
He was
on
belligerent.
my way home, I was figuring out, calm down a little bit. I hadn't drank since that party, Your Honor.
But you were intoxicated.
I've had a
Maybe
few
not
drinks.
drunk, but you were intoxicated.
Yes, I was.
Let's call it like it is.
I was a little intoxicated, Your
Were
Honor,
you
yes.
belligerent? Were you obnoxious? Did you come in acting the fool? I mean, what happened?
No, I walked into this the tattoo parlor, Your Honor, and I was just my usual charming self.
Charming self.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct,
Charming.
Your Honor.
Coming up on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
And so he gets the tattoo, and what happens?
It was something along the lines of, you got this, right?
When
You
she
can
came up to
translate
me-
it?
When she came up to me, she asked me what I wanted. I filled out the form.
Right.
And I said, can you translate this? And she said yes.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Daniel Roberts, who is suing Riley Zhang for detrimental reliance.
All right, talk to me. What happened?
Well, he came in really drunk. Everybody was busy with their own clients. I was one of the few that was available. And I went over to him, and he's causing a ruckus. He's been drinking, the smell of alcohol is all over him. And
You know that's not
he's
true. I was just trying to be friendly.
friendly. He came in harassing everybody
was
from
not
our
harassing
clients and
Harassing everybody.
customers.
What's he doing? Tell me.
He was making fun of the client's tattoo ideas. He was
Well, sometimes people
constantly
get dumb tattoos,
throwing charged racist slurs at.
I never said any racial slurs,
my
Your Honor. That's not
coworkers.
true.
Racial slurs, like what? He
Well,
was
he
saying
would make-
racial slurs to the employees there?
It's like racially charged conversations, because he would hit on my coworkers, flirting with them, and he'd be
I
like,
was just being charming, all right?
He'd
I was
throw
just
out
trying-
things
Wait. There's a difference between being charming, being obnoxious, and being a racist.
I'm definitely not a racist, Your Honor. I can assure
She
you
said
that.
that you were
He
doing
said,
racial
I'm trying
slurs.
to take you home tonight. I'm trying to take you home tonight. If you
That's not
coming
how I
home with
remember
me,
it.
I got some floss for you to sleep with.
No, that's not what I said. I don't remember. Listen, I don't recall saying any
You don't
of
have to
that. I
recall
would
any
never
of it.
say
You were
any
too
of
drunk
that.
to recall any of it. You were out of it. You were like
Well,
sitting
I will
around
not. Let me
falling.
tell you, you're talking to someone who has zero tolerance for people who are disrespectful and who make racist comments.
I was not
You're in
making
the
racist
wrong
comments, Your Honor.
courtroom today.
I was not making racist comments, Your Honor. What happened was I walked into the establishment, and I saw everybody was very busy, but they were all kind of heightened. Everybody kind of was very short with me, very short tempers, and I was trying to lighten the place up a
Everybody was
little
busy.
bit. I had just come back from being with my friends at the bar. Where
And
I was,
drinking.
I was not, yeah, we had a few drinks, Your Honor, but it wasn't like I was drunk.
Okay.
And I walked in there, I was trying to...
She said you were obnoxious
were
and that
very
you were
drunk.
inappropriate to these women who were working there.
I was just
Everybody there.
trying to lighten the mood, Your Honor. I was complimenting them. I was complimenting their work, and what
You
I
were
realized,
making fun of people's choices about what kind of tattoos they were getting?
Well, the people can make bad choices, but the tattoo artists are very creative and they're very talented, Your Honor. That's all I was saying. I was saying you're very good at making these Chinese tattoos. You're very good at making these characters. I thought it was very cool. But
That's
she must have
cute.
taken it. She must have misunderstood me, Your Honor, because it must have sounded like I was
Go
racially...
ahead and tell me what else happened.
Your Honor, I gave him the forms to sign off. Every single time anybody comes into a tattoo shop, you sign off on forms for
Right.
legal reasons.
Right? What happened?
I told him that he needed to write down exactly what he wanted tattooed onto him.
All right, good. Now, do we have some evidence about this?
Yes.
Do you show me the evidence of the form he had, the form he signed, and what he requested?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. And do you recall this form? Do you recall
No,
signing?
I do not recall signing the form, Your Honor.
You don't? If you were sober, would
tattoo
you
shops
not
have you been
recall
to?
signing the form?
If I may have signed, may or may not have signed something, Your Honor. What I wanted was to get in there and get the tattoo done and get out. So,
But you've had tattoos before, and tattoo shops always require you to sign forms. There's no way you walked into a tattoo shop and thought, I'm just gonna get a tattoo. and then pay for it and go.
Well, I figured, it was late at night. You guys were obviously very busy. I was going to get out of your hair.
We were obviously busy,
Well,
but you
if they
came
were
in
obviously
talking
too
about.
busy, I'm talking. If they were obviously too busy, then you could have just gone someplace else. All right, this
Honor.
is. Let me get this back to him. Is that your signature, please?
That looks like my signature, Your Honor. At the bottom, yes, that's
Okay.
That's
All
fine.
right.
See it from way over there?
All right. So there's no dispute that this is your signature. On this form, you basically say, and we have it in the plasma, I want my tattoo to say I a cancer because I'm a cancer. Is that what that
That's
says?
what's written on there, Your Honor, yes.
And is that your handwriting?
That appears to be my handwriting, Your Honor, yes.
And your name, too. Crazy.
Okay, and it says that you want it on your arm and that you wanted the approximate size. You wrote big. I have this on my
Yeah, that's right,
here.
Your Honor.
And that you said style that you wanted in Chinese.
That's correct.
All right? So now what happens?
Well, he was being extremely rude to our clients and said
We've
something
gone over
along
that
the
already.
lines of,
Yeah, we've gone
I'm
through.
rich.
All right, let's move on from
I'm
that.
rich, so
You've
I
already told
should-
me he was obnoxious and that he was making racial slurs and all of that. So now he's signed it. I don't know why you just didn't refuse to serve him, frankly. I mean, seriously.
Your Honor, I
you have
did
the
serve
option
him.
to do that.
She
I'm
was
just
the only
saying
one,
that.
She was the only one not tattooing,
You
so she
have
must
the
have needed the business.
option, if someone comes into your establishment, even if you're not the owner, and you can say to the manager, and this is a life lesson here, that you can say, I don't want to serve this person, but you did. And so he gets the tattoo, and what happens?
he gets the tattoo. He signed the forms, said that he wanted it in Chinese.
Right?
So he looked at me and he said along the lines of, it was something along the lines of, you got this, right?
when
You
she
can
came up to
translate
me-
it?
When she came up to me, she asked me what I wanted. I filled out the form.
Right.
And I said, can you translate this? And she said yes.
Coming up,
I asked her, I'm like, why are you laughing? And she said, well, that says I'm a Cancer. I'm like, yeah, that's my sign. I was born on June 28th. And she said, no, that's cancer, like the disease.
you're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Daniel Roberts, who is suing Riley Zhang for detrimental reliance.
All right, so now you get the tattoo, and what happens?
So she put the stencil on my arm, and while I was sitting there getting it, I saw all of her coworkers around. They were kind of giggling. I'm like, oh yeah, nice. Like, this is working. It's a good tattoo. Like, everybody seems to like it. So I was ecstatic. I was like, this is exactly what I wanted. It's gonna be the perfect tattoo to remember the evening. And
how much did you pay for this tattoo?
It was $200, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
So I've got the tattoo done. It was about 30 minutes after she had stenciled me, and I walked out the door and went back to my hotel. That was it.
All right, so why are you suing her?
Well, so I got back home. My tattoo was wrapped up, so I hadn't looked at it. Nobody else had seen it.
Right?
And then that Saturday night, it had been about 5 or 6 days, so I unwrapped my arm. I saw it looked great. And I knew immediately, I was like, I gotta get to the bars. I gotta show this off.
Oh, you gotta get to the bar.
Yeah,
All
there you go,
right,
you're
gotta
right
go
there.
show your friends.
Yeah,
And what
exactly.
happens? You go to the bar, you have your arm out. This is the tattoo,
exactly. So
and what happens?
I've got like a sweater, so I can roll up my sleeve pretty
Okay,
easily.
all
That's all I'm
right.
showing people, right? So I'm
All
talking
right.
to girls at the bar. I'm talking to my boys. And finally, this beautiful Asian girl walks into the bar.
All right.
And I think, wow, this is the perfect opportunity to show off my new tattoo.
Oh my, let me sit back in my chair for this.
So, Your Honor, I approach her, I strike up a conversation. The conversation's going well, and sure enough, she asked me what my sign was. And I don't say a word, I roll up my sleeve, and I point to it. And she sort of cocks her head at me, and she laughs. I asked her, I'm like, why are you laughing? And she said, well, that says I'm a Cancer. I'm like, yeah, that's my sign. I was born on June 28th. Your Honor, we talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about
Yeah.
it, right? We did.
And she said, no, that's cancer, like the disease.
Coming up,
Why would he get a tattoo that says, I basically
Your Honor,
say I
I
have
don't question
cancer?
anybody's tattoos. I just do
Did you
them.
ever have the conversation about the fact that it was your zodiac sign?
you're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Daniel Roberts, who is suing Riley Zhang for detrimental reliance.
You wrote on your form, though, Daniel, you wrote in your form I mean, let's go back. I want to make
Well,
sure.
I would assume that, if I'm writing I am a Cancer, that the tattoo artist wouldn't think, oh, cancer like the disease? Who's going to get a dumb tattoo
Your
like
Honor,
that?
if you take a look at the form, you can see clearly stated in bullet points.
Did you not even think now? The man, why would he get a tattoo that says, I
Your
basically
Honor,
say I
I
have
don't
cancer?
question anybody's tattoos. I just do
Did you
them.
ever have the conversation about the fact that it was your zodiac sign? Did you all have that
No, we
conversation?
didn't have this conversation. He came in like a
wrote that?
Cancer.
Why didn't you say Cancer zodiac sign on the form? That would have been so easy.
Your Honor, I thought that
Cancer,
anybody reading...
Zodiac, Cancer.
Anybody read
Zodiac
the
sign
form.
right here.
Listen,
Read the
I
form.
assumed that anybody
Tattoo
reading I am a
design, text
Cancer
spelling, and
is not gonna
translation
think,
are
like,
solely my
I'm
responsibility.
cancerous like a disease?
But you threw it at me, like assuming
What are you
I'm
gonna
Chinese.
say, I am the flu or
I'm Vietnamese,
something?
bro. I'm Viet.
You're
I'm
Viet-
not even Mandarin. I'm not Chinese. You literally look at me while I'm pulling up the translation. In the time that you were sitting there waiting for me to be done, you could have been looked it up.
All right, well-
or had it translated prior to coming in.
But if you're working at a place
That's a
called
very
the Gold...
interesting point.
If
yeah.
she's working at a place called the Golden Dragon Tattoo, you might think you speak
Tattoos
Chinese.
are so valuable. You put so much value into tattoos. That's why you put it on your body.
Listen,
If you're just gonna walk into a shop because you think it's cool and get something you didn't like, that's not on me.
Listen, tattoos really aren't that big of a deal.
They
all
are
right?
a big deal. That's a permanent scar, permanent aesthetic, put on your body for life. When you write yes on the contract and you get that tattoo done, it's done.
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
So you paid $200 for it, so you're suing for $2,000. Explain
That's
your
correct.
damages.
Well, the tattoo removal cost $1,800, Your Honor. It was a 7 or 8 week process. I went 7 or 8 sessions. It was painful.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is on you. I looked at the contract. You had an opportunity to explain exactly what you wanted. You made it certain assumptions. You painted a broad brush that you figured that everybody in there spoke Mandarin. She just said under oath that she is Vietnamese. You had a responsibility. First of all, you were out with your boys, having a great time. You went to an after party. You've been drinking. You didn't think it through. This was spontaneous. This is a tough lesson, but you're not going to get a dime in here today. And the thing is that if you're going to do something permanent, you need to think through it. You need to think through it very, very carefully.
But, Your Honor,
No, there's nothing else to be said. I'm denying your claim. We'll stand adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
I don't think justice has been served. I walked into that tattoo parlor, and now looking back on it, I realized that she intentionally gave me a bad tattoo because she thinks I was being rude that night.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.